Hello children, hope you all are fine at your home and also are studying through the online video classes and the notes provided to you. So in the earlier video we have already studied about metals, non-metals and metalloids in chapter 2, that is matter around us pure, for class 9. And now in this video I would like to describe some of the notes which I wrote for you and which I will share in this group also. So now comes to mixture, the next topic of this chapter, mixture. A mixture is a substance which consists of two or more elements or compounds not chemically combined together. For example, air, salt solution and milk, soil, etc. So children, mixture. A mixture is a substance or a things which is made up of elements or compounds, two or more than two elements or compounds, but not chemically combined together. Not chemically combined together. That means in any proportion, not in a fixed proportion. They are things made up of random proportion of any element or compound. There is no any fixed formula or any fixed proportion for the mixture. And the example are air. Is there any formula for air? No, not at all. Yes, it has different constituents like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, these all, and these all are having formula, but air itself doesn't have any formula. Salt solution. Is there any formula for salt solution? No, of course. Yes, salt solution also not having any formula, because salt solution is a mixture and we are preparing salt solution by any proportion of salt mixed with water. Milk also not having any formula, because it is a mixture in which water, cream particles, proteins particles, these all are mixed in any proportion, randomly in any proportion. This is a mixture. Soil is also a mixture. Constituents particles are sand, clay, pebbles, gravels, humus, these all, and it is not fixed. These all constituent particles are not fixed. It is varying from place to place. That's why soil is also a mixture, not having any formula. So I hope you all better understand what is mixture. Mixture is a things or substance which is made up of two or more than two elements or compounds not chemically combined together, means not in a fixed proportion by mass. So children, there are two types of mixture: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Okay, there are two types of mixture, homogeneous and heterogeneous, on the basis of their visibility, on the basis of their property. Homogeneous and heterogeneous. Now let's start with homogeneous mixture first. Those mixture in which the substance are completely mixed together and are indistinguishable from one another are called homogeneous mixture. For example, sugar solution, salt solution, alcohol and water, petrol and oil mixture, soft drinks, etc. So children, homogeneous mixture, the mixture which is uniform throughout its mass, in which the particles are mixed together in such a way that we cannot see the separate boundaries of the particles. For example, when we dissolve sugar in water or salt in water, after stirring, after some time, can you see the particles of sugar and salt in it? No, of course no. Why? Because in that time sugar and salt completely mixed with water particles, okay, and hence becomes a true solution or a homogeneous solution. So homogeneous mixture or solution is that type of mixture in which there is no separate boundaries between the particles, okay, and they are completely mixed together with one another and are indistinguishable. Means you cannot distinguish, you cannot differentiate between the particles, that are called homogeneous mixture. For example, petrol and oil mixture. If you mix petrol with oil, you cannot separate on that time which one is petrol and which one is oil. If you mix alcohol with water, you cannot separate on that time which one is alcohol and which one is water. Okay, so these type of solutions or mixtures are homogeneous mixture. Now comes to heterogeneous mixture. So just opposite to homogeneous mixture, those mixture in which the substance remain separate and one substance is spread throughout the other substance as small particles, droplets or bubbles are called homogeneous mixture. For example, sugar and sand, water with oil, water and chalk powder, soap solution, etc. So children, just as I told you, just reverse to homogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture are those mixture in which you can easily see the separate boundaries between the particles. They are not mixed up properly, okay, and you can easily see the separate boundaries between them. They are spread throughout one another. That is called homogeneous mixture. For example, if you mix chalk powder with water, what do you think? Can you see the particles of chalk powder and water? Yes, of course. Easily you can see the particles of chalk powder and water because chalk powder is not soluble, non-soluble in water. Okay. Now another example, if you mix sand and sugar. So in that time, can you see the particles of sand and sugar? Yes, of course you can see the particles of sand and sugar because these two particles are not mixed up. Okay. And there is a separate boundary between the sand and the sugar particles. So that type of mixture in which separate boundaries can be seen and can be indistinguishable, okay, can be differentiate between the particles, that type of mixture are called heterogeneous mixture. I think you understand what are homogeneous and what are heterogeneous mixture. Now let's start with compounds. Okay, so compounds. A compound is a substance made up of two or more elements chemically combined in a fixed proportion by mass. Just reverse to mixture. What I told in the mixture, that it is also, mixture is also made up of two or more than two elements or compound, but not chemically combined together. That means in any ratio, in any proportion, randomly, in any proportion. There is no any fixed formula for a mixture, but the compound is just reverse to mixture. That is, compound is a substance made up of two or more element. Compound is made up of two or more element chemically combined together in a fixed proportion by mass. That means the elements which are going to combine together to make a compound should have fixed proportion by mass. Okay, for example, H2O. Let's take the example of H2O, that is water. Okay, so H2O is a compound made up of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, chemically combined together in a fixed proportion of 1:8 by mass. So children, always whatever be the source of manufacturing of H2O, or whatever be the criteria, or whatever be the condition, when hydrogen and oxygen combine together, they always combine in the ratio 1:8 proportion. Okay, and always two atoms of hydrogen react with one atom of oxygen. This is the rule to make a compound. This is the rule to make a compound, that is water, H2O. Similarly, NaCl, that is sodium chloride, CaCO3, calcium carbonate, SiO2, silicon dioxide, CO2, carbon dioxide, all are made in this way. Thus they all are compound. That means NaCl is made up of sodium and chlorine, CaCO3 is made up of calcium, carbon and oxygen, one atom of calcium, one atom of carbon, three atom of oxygen. So, silicon dioxide is made up of one atom of silicon and two atom of oxygen. Carbon dioxide is made up of one atom of carbon and two atom of oxygen. So children, they all are made up of these fixed element in a fixed proportion by mass. Okay, whatever be their source, whatever be their criteria and whatever be the condition for the manufacturing of this compound, but they always combine together in a fixed proportion by mass, and these elements are also fixed for making a compound. So we conclude that compounds are always have a fixed formula. Remember this, please remember this. Note this point, that mixtures are not having any formula because they are mixed in any proportion by mass, but compounds are always have formula because in that the elements are combined together in a fixed proportion by mass. So there are some properties of compounds. What are they? Let us come to know all these things. Properties of compounds. First, a compound can't be separated into its components by physical method. So children, a compound, you cannot separate the constituents of the compound by physical method. For example, like water, H2O. Can you separate hydrogen and oxygen by physical method like evaporation or boiling or filtration or crystallization? Can you? These are the physical method. Okay, filtration, evaporation, boiling, crystallization, these all are physical method. Can you separate hydrogen and oxygen molecule by any physical method? Of course no. As I remember that you have already learned in class 8 that the hydrogen and oxygen molecule is separated by passing electricity through them. Okay, and that is not a physical method. Of course, that is a chemical method, and that process is called hydrolysis. Okay, so children, like water, any of these compound which are having formula cannot be separated by any physical method. Okay, so compounds are not separated by any physical method. Remember that. This is the first property of compound. Second property of compound is the properties of a compound are entirely different from those of its constituent elements. Yes, of course. For example, let's take the example of water once again. As you know that hydrogen is gas and oxygen is also a gas. So when they combine hydrogen and oxygen, they form a liquid that is called water, just entirely different from the properties of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen separately, they are gas, but when they combine together, they form a liquid which is totally different. The water properties are totally different from the property of hydrogen and oxygen. Like that, when sodium and chlorine combine together, sodium chloride form, and so the properties of sodium chloride is totally entirely different from the separate particle of sodium and chlorine. So children, when compound form, they have their own property. Okay, they doesn't show the property of their constituents. Understand? This is the second property of a compound. Now third is energy in the form of heat, light, etc. is usually either given out or absorbed during the preparation of compound. So in the preparation of compound, either the energy in the form of heat or light is absorbed or evolved. Okay, for example, if you melt ice, when ice will melt, it form water. So ice absorb heat to form water, and when you boil water, water change into gas. So on that time it also again absorb the heat, then change into water vapor. And when water vapor change into water once again, what it does? Yes, of course, it gives out the energy. It cools down. Okay, it gives out the heat energy, and after that it change into water. So the formation of any compound either absorb or evolve the energy in the form of heat or light. This is the third property of compound. Now comes to fourth property. The composition of compound is fixed. The constituents are present in a fixed proportion by mass. So children, as I told you that compounds are always having a formula and their constituents are always fixed. The elements used for making any compounds are always fixed, and their proportion are also always fixed. This is properties. This is the fourth property of a compound. Now the fifth property of a compound is a compound has a fixed melting and boiling point. So children, as it has fixed elements in a fixed ratio by mass, so that's why they always melt and boil in a fixed temperature. So they have fixed melting and boiling point. Okay, now comes to the next page. A compound, sixth property of compound, a compound is a homogeneous substance, and always remember that it is not a mixture. I am not telling a mixture, it is a compound, just entirely different from mixture. Okay, so compound are always homogeneous. Homogeneous means uniform throughout the composition. Once the two or more than two element combine together to make a compound, they will, you cannot separate the constituent particles by simply looking or by any physical method. Okay, so that's why they are homogeneous substance. They are completely mixed up with one another. Now comes to the next topic of this chapter, that is the solution, suspension and colloids. So before starting solution, suspension and colloids, I would like to tell you some key terms, okay, which you have learned in the earlier classes, in your junior classes. After recapitulating all these terms, we will study solution, suspension and colloids. So first of all, as you have already studied in junior classes, solution. What do you mean by solution? Yes, of course, I know that you are knowing the definition. The solution is a substance which is made up of by mixing solute with solvent. Yes, those substance which is made up of by mixing solute with solvent are called solution. So what is solute? The substance which is dissolved in a liquid to make a solution is called solute, which are also called dispersed particles. Solutes are the substance which is dissolved in a liquid to make a solution, and here in class 9 we will also tell solute as dispersed particles. Remember that it is also called dispersed particle. Now solvent, the liquid in which solute is dissolved is known as solvent and also known as dispersion medium. Okay, dispersion medium. So children, solvent are the liquid in which solute is going to dissolve to make a solution, and which is also called dispersion medium. Now comes to aqueous solution. What is aqueous solution? Because these terms I am going to use in this chapter again and again. So before using these terms, I would like to clear all these terms to you. That's why I am explaining all these terms, and this is also important for you to remember all these terms. Now aqueous solution, the solutions made by dissolving various solute in water are called aqueous solution. So aqueous solution are those solution in which water is present. Okay, remember that the solution which is made up of by mixing water in it, that is called aqueous solution. And non-aqueous solution are those solutions in which water not at all present. The solution made by dissolving solute in organic liquids, not water, no water, organic liquids like alcohol, acetone, benzene, carbon disulfide, these all are the organic liquid. If a solution is made up of dissolving solute in these type of organic liquid, then the solution is called non-aqueous solution. Now comes to solution. A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances, for example salt solution, vinegar, metal alloys, air, etc. So solution is a substance, children. This is a substance which is made up of different types of elements or compounds completely mixed together. You cannot see the separate boundaries between them. Okay, so and it is a, that's why this is a homogeneous mixture. Examples are vinegar, metal alloys, air, these all are solution. So this is, I think, enough for today, and we will discuss the next topic in our next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.